Uh, Here we go. Here we go. Another one. Another one in the books. And here we go. Yes. Good morning, America. How you doing out there? It's Emos the Witness coming to you live. Here we go. Episode 32 of the Phil Show. That's right. Phil Show standing for what the fuck I look like, right? And we're downtown here at 120 East Market Street every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. You can catch me down here with two of the hottest working moguls in media, my man Malik, my man Wyatt. Come down here at Wave One Studio. Wave One Media, excuse me. Come down here and get you a studio. Come get you a show. Speak your mind, speak your voice. And here at Emos Witness Show, we are witnesses here. We are here to bring you a new, fresh brand of political news and perspective. And it's Freestyle Friday. We're going to get into it. Malik, let's jump down and just intro music into the news to get everybody ready for the weekend. Hope everybody's excited. Let's get a little background music, man. I tell you what, man. It's hard to get these days started sometimes. Like I told Malik, man, I'm in a one-parent boot camp. And my wife's not here. She's currently doing some training in her field in another state. So if you guys been following all these shows on my 7 subscribers, I've been kind of going through a little parental boot camp with my daughter. Been kind of solo raising her. Man, it's been hectic, man. I'm probably the world record holder for the most consistent times I've got my daughter to school late. I own that title outright. I don't care if you are a struggling Hispanic male in Albuquerque who has 4 kids, and you got to do the same thing I'm doing. I think I'm still breaking that record. I think you got me. I think you're working a little bit harder than me. I mean, I could literally stand in the middle of the school building hallway and yell out, going forward for the next 2 months, my daughter will be the last person walking up in this building. So expect it. I mean, the cross guard it's getting ridiculous. So I don't know. I mean, I keep saying I gotta go to bed earlier. I gotta get up earlier. I do that shit, and I still. What is that, Malik? I think we all have it. You probably had it when you was growing. When you go to school, and you always, no matter what time you wake up, you always get there at the same time. Because you always get there. Is that happening to you?
No.
Oh Jesus. So you mean to tell me?
You problem.
So you mean to tell me if you wake up at 7:15 and you gotta be somewhere at 8:30, you still get there at 8:30?
Depending on like what I'd have to do. Well, for school, I'm definitely not showing up early to school. Like, let me get a jump on.
But you show up on time. Like for me, like if I'm always like even in college, when I was like, I walk into class 10 minutes late. I would okay. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna get up 30 minutes early today, but I would still walk in 10 minutes late. Like what happened to the 30 minutes that I woke up early for? What did I do?
I don't know. Do you like spend your time like on your phone in your bed or something? Like
I don't know. Yeah, but I just kind of I kind of do my thing, and I still look at the clock like, I'm making good time. And I still fucking end up showing up late. It's like a Twilight Zone thing. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand. Then I'm coming up here, man. I'm half awake, and I'm trying to get things going. I mean, like I said, it's all a process of this show going to America here at the Emos Witness Show. We're coming live with these politics and this news and these agendas, and I'm gonna get into what I'm about and why I start this show. But what you guys have to understand, all my witnesses, all my followers, is that we're growing as a show. Okay, I'm new to this shit. I've never done a show. I don't have no broadcasting background. I just got fed up one day, and I said I want to start a show and speak my mind, my voice. Okay, so with that, I got to start preparing better, right? I got to start giving you a better product, So, for me, it's like I got to get my vocals together. I got to get my practice better. You know what I'm saying? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I got to start doing that shit in the morning, Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Get that voice right. You drink that lemon juice. I got to wake up earlier. I got to be brighter. Oh. People get their voice right in the morning, like theater, like singers, like Whitney Houston, or like Mariah Carey. They get that hot tea in the morning. I need that shit. I need to start doing do re mi fa sol la ti do. So I used to do that shit back in music class, back in middle school, and I used to get I used to get cussed out by the teacher because he thought I was joking. Because even though I'm from the Midwest, I spent 2 years in California. The school system out there. So, you got that West Coast swang, that twang, you know what I'm saying? What's up, player? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So if I'm saying ti, do, he's like Mr. Marshall. Go to the office. You playing games with the music. You expecting the art.
Disrespecting.
Yeah. I'm fucking seventh grader. You know that shit? Seventh grader disrespecting the art. You tell my parent that shit when I get home. You know what I'm saying? Why were you in ISS? Why were you in school suspension today, son? I disrespected the art of do re mi fa, of music, the fucking history of it. Kind of shit. I'm in the 7th grade, Mr. Atkins. Anyway. But yeah, America, I do aim here at Emos to Witness Show to bring you a better product. I will work on that. I've been all over Google trying to figure that shit out. But hey, this is a new podcast, hot new show, hot new perspective. Emos to Witness, the Field Show. We're about 30 shows in, 32, matter of fact. Like I said, you can catch me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. You can like me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got a website coming soon. We've been saying that shit for about the last half episodes. But we want to make it right. We want to make it right, and it's all about timing. So emostowitness.com is coming soon. We will have editorials. We will have interviews, perspectives, different like that. And like I said, we'll have a little sports talk too at some point, maybe every Friday or something. This show is still molding itself. It's we don't know how it's going to turn out to be. But I think that together it'll turn out to be great, something wonderful. But what it will be, and what it always will be, is a staple for holding our leaders accountable. It will be a staple going forward to pushing back on, authorities who seek to speak their mind, but yet don't have our best interest. They have the power to make changes in this world, but to what detriment? We got a lot of old leadership, a lot of old brass in office still. We got a lot of corruption. We got a lot of attacks on the Constitution. Our right to vote, our right to protest, our right to free speech, our right to bear arms are all under attack. We have a changing of the guard. We have innovation. We have the youth movement. We have a lot of deception. Like I said, we have a lot of old leadership. And here at Emos to Witness, we aim to hold people accountable, review the past, and stay up on top of current investigations going on in this country. Like I said, we got the Russia probe still going on. We got the Horowitz investigation going on, special counsel. That's going to breed some more insight into the Russian investigation and those who are behind it, including some of the Pfizer warrant issues, the way it's investigated and the investigation itself. And it's going to be great because it's a criminal probe. And a lot of people don't know that. So there will be some criminal indictments going down, I predict. And I'm looking forward to keeping track and keep you guys posted on that information. Here at Emos to Witness, hit that like and subscribe button. Happy Friday. Time is flying. We're already in March. It's warming up. I did speak about COVID. We'll get into that a little bit. We'll get into the stimulus. We'll definitely get into that because there's a lot of deception going on. And that's the point that I'm making with this show. We know how the Democrats will sell you something by all means in order to get power. And like I said, usually see them in the political season, race baiting, gender issues, manufactured crises, and over the top emotions. But they play the game very well, and they're about to pass a stimulus package, 1.9 trillion spending package. 20% of that is stimulus related, but a lot of deception, a lot of manipulation, a lot of broken promises. Right? The Democrats initially promised $2,000 checks, and they would reduce it down to $1,400. Saying that the $600 that Trump offered makes that up to $2,000. Then, as you probably guys remember, back in January, they lowered the threshold for those eligible for the stimulus plan or the instant direct payments to $100,000. Let me make sure I got that actually the exact number. I really want to jump into it though. But yeah, the eligibility was reduced for anyone making less than $115,000. Now it's reduced to $100,000. Then, just yesterday, I believe they actually reduced that to $80,000. So Democrats reduced the amount of promised checks by 30%, income cutoff level by 30.4%, which means less Americans will receive that direct payment. So it's very interesting how that all just kind of changed. But how much will the question? Like I said, the question for me is how much will the Democrats pay for that manipulation or the deception? Will you get your $1,400 checks and be satisfied with it? Those who don't get it are like, okay, it's kind of responsible. Who knows? But there's a deception there, right? Because we thought we were promised something, and then why all the delay? Why till March just to get to this point? To reduce it further. So it kind of goes along to like that question we got to dig into it. Like, how much is America really suffering? Are we suffering? You know, that we can make, can Democrats get away with this? I mean, they are strongly built. They're good at this political game. They're well-oiled machine. And I bet you, and it's already happening, you're going to see them blame the Republicans, and the Republicans are going to take the blame for this, this stimulus plan. The Republicans also didn't want $2,000 stimulus checks. Trump did. He called for it. But you know, the Republicans didn't want to, and you know, Republicans have a history of being conservative when it comes to spending. But when it comes to war spending, they don't mind popping out that bucket and paying it off other countries. You know, like I said, 20% of that spending, that $1 trillion spending package is only stimulus or COVID related. So, where's the rest of the money going? Well, it's going to your amphitheaters in California for Pelosi. It's going to your theaters and parks. It's going to your favorite, pick your favorite country, you know, foreign country that we need to prop up, that we need to protect, that we need to gain leverage over for any kind of foreign policy agenda that we're trying to stoke. And like I said, we get into all that. I'm on the Cox Says Freestyle Friday. I want to get into a little bit of the news. Like I said, eventually, you know, I want to talk about, you know, exactly what the Democrats are doing when it comes to the stimulus package and, you know, what Trump is doing politically as well. But I want to kind of go into some general news. Like, you know, I'm very worried about prices in America. I just don't understand how the last 4 years, I've been monitoring the economic policy and the plans of the Trump administration, and I like where we were going. America first, stock market rallies, low gas prices. These trade deals were reciprocal, and countries were open to it, and a lot of the negotiations that we were doing with Iran and with China, I felt like they were working. A lot of chess moves we were making was going to bring them to the table. Definitely, if Trump would have won a second term. I do agree that I think that Iran would have jumped right into the negotiation table if they saw another 4 years. Same for China. But right now we have a Biden administration, and you know, we're gonna see a selling of America, a fleecing of America, a continuation of you know, the Obama administration policies. And I think we are. I think we're starting to see the reflections of that. And sometimes you can see the writing on the walls when it comes to a continued increase in various commodities and prices. So why is gas and food and drug prices rising in America? So here's an article here by lawmakers eliminating, actually this is actually a different article. It's about lawmakers looking to remove guns in Indiana. Gun permits. I'm not gonna get into this. Actually, I must have pulled this article by mistake, but actually I really don't want to get into it, but I know me and Malik talked about this like a few episodes back. He actually disagrees that what do you think, Malik? We shouldn't have guns. We should eliminate we should not eliminate gun permits in Indiana, or we should?
I think that we need. I'm not going to say need. I think that we should have gun permits in Indiana.
I guess I should read this article a little bit more because I mean, what would be the difference? I mean, if I walk into so if they pass this law, I can walk into a gun store and just get a gun, no problem. So show ID or something? Or?
I believe I have zero clue, but based off what I've heard from you, I would assume that's what I mean.
Let me skim this real quick. Because like I said, I didn't mean to pull this article up, but since we have it, let's talk about it. It's Freestyle Friday, so this shit must be on the platform. Lawmakers are looking to remove the need for a permit to carry a handgun in Indiana. It's been debated for a while. Yeah, many people have different opinions. Permitless carry state. So basically, you can walk around without a permit. But I'm saying, how do they? I mean, I gotta find out because I do kind of agree. Like, how do they vet anybody who just walks in a gun store? So Felicia, so they got Felicia and DeAndre. No, the pain and sorrow of a single bullet can cause. Their son was shot and killed in the Indianapolis club. Dyke's son DeAndre, which is 13, when he was quickly wounded at a birthday party by a stray bullet. Now he's a nonverbal. See, I shouldn't paraphrase direct quotes. It's probably wrong. It's the wrong shit. The person hear me reading like, the fuck, I didn't say that. My son's a nonverbal quadriplegic who requires 24-hour care and has been that way for 7 years now. Dyke said. Grace Ligabell and Peter Shockley also known the pain losing their 24-year-old son. So we got some stories there, some examples. Yeah, you're gonna cry all day. I know that. I want some details about, like, okay, so what's the requirements? What we got to do?
I think I would assume that it's the same as getting an assault rifle, where it's they give you like this paper, and they're basically asking, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah, but they don't even have time to. But that's what I'm saying though. That shit doesn't really work, because I mean, you find every now and again a crazy has a gun, a crazy pops up and does something crazy on a national scale that everybody hears about. And see, my whole thing, the reason why I kind of like this, and I guess the intentions of the politicians and everybody in this local state is they're trying to make it more free for people to defend themselves more better. I mean, I do think about mental health and people who are mentally challenged and who can have a gun and just do something crazy. The police response time may not be there in certain circumstances. You need someone who's responsible with a gun and can probably squelch the situation faster than normal and lessen the risk of more lives being lost. So that's the perspective I look at it. But I do worry about the Wild Wild West aspect. But shit, we just had across the street just like 2 weeks ago there was a shootout in the parking lot before this law was being passed. So it already is the Wild Wild West in some aspects, So I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of with it. Let me see. Here's a little paragraph right here. It says, currently to obtain a gun license, you have to apply online, schedule an appointment to have your fingerprints taken, and complete law enforcement agency processing within 180 days. There's no fee for a 5-year gun license, but a $125 fee for a lifetime license. So yeah, everybody who has a lifetime license right now is kind of pissed right now, I bet. They spend all that money for no reason. So that's the current requirement. So what is the new requirement? So they talk about the Second Amendment, how we should just there should be no restrictions, which is, I guess what? So what does that mean? You just go in there and get one? So it's not that just more people become first-time gun owners, but people are buying more guns as well in the arms. Normally, all right, I'm going to go ahead and move on if you guys don't give me the answer. Okay. So yeah, if you have a domestic violence conviction or you have a mental health issue, that should worry that that system won't be in place. Execution dangerous daily. Yeah, well, this bill does not change the process of purchasing a handgun. People must still complete a Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive form and be approved by the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. Okay, good. Small said that ensures only. Okay, so that's what it's all about. And so this ensures only eligible gun buyers legally purchase handguns. Okay, so they do the background check. They do check if you're a criminal and all that stuff, and then they can reject you from that standpoint. But I guess actually having to go through the stating of the license for the permit and paying a fee, possibly going through all that, they're removing that restriction. They're saying that's like a violation of your gun rights, jumping through these hoops to get a gun if you're a normal law-abiding citizen. But of course, if you go in there, you fill that form out, you will get a background check. So that's kind of cool. If the database system is up to date. So yeah, did that change you a little bit, Malik? Do you think that it's okay now that you?
I'm still gonna go with no because the thing is I don't got a problem with people owning guns, but I don't think that it should be just like this easy. Just show up to the gun store, fill out a piece of paper, and hope here's your gun. Be safe, buddy.
Like I'm saying, man, I'm telling you, I think that it's you got to try something new. You got to try something. I think this is the politicians trying to think outside the box and say. And I really think that should be a national policy. I think it should be almost like a right to bear arms reinforcement of the Constitution. Like let's just push this. Every state flood everybody with guns. So everybody gets a gun. We all got guns because I'm trying to say we all have them. It's gonna be a fad. It's gonna be like, look, man, everybody has guns now. It's so old, man. And they're gonna just start dumping their guns. Or they're gonna make it like a fashionable thing. Like, my gun has rhinestones on it. It's gonna be like you wear it to the club, but you don't shoot it. Like almost like the bullet chamber has semen in it. Like it's like like cement and like glue or like some kind of slime in there. So it's not really shit. People might start fucking around with super soakers in the club. Wouldn't that be some cool shit? Motherfuckers spraying water on each other and liquor. It'd be like a transition. It'd be like a fun country. You know what I mean? It'd be like guns are old. We're done with guns. We use songs about it and shit. Motherfuckers throwing guns away, and then they just switch to something else. Or maybe it's pillows. Motherfuckers walking around like a backpack full of pillows and just smacking motherfuckers across the face. It's safer. It could be like a reversal psychology thing. So let's see where this takes us, America. let's see where this where this no gun permit thing. I think a lot of states are trying to do this, where you got conceal and carry. You know what I'm saying? Then soon there's gonna be a point where it's like, hey man, I don't want to conceal my shit. I want you to see the look. It's pink. Don't you like it? It's just beautiful. It's like I'm not fucking with guns no more like that. It'd be no bullets. It'd be like candy bullets. Motherfuckers is shooting and it'd be peppermints popping out and little Reese cups and Reese. It'd be a different world. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like to see a trash can full of flowers? Let's change that trash to flowers to America going in the future. I bet we can do it. I'm gonna move on. I'll be talking that stupid shit, so I'm gonna move on. Gas prices could hit $3 a gallon by Memorial Day. That's what I'm talking about. Worry about prices, you guys. Worry about inflation. You ever bought some, like I said, you ever bought some Heinz Kerry, some John Kerry Heinz ketchup? Have you ever walked to look the price for about a good 32-ounce bottle lately? Shit's like dinner, $8 for some tomato ketchup from Kerry Heinz. It's weird, huh? You go you buy that Myers brand, motherfucker be like $4, $3. Like, what's the difference? I'll tell you what, Kerry got that foreign baby blood in his shit. Heinz Kerry got that foreign policy blood in their ketchup. That's why I don't buy that shit. It'd be a little darker red. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about this morning, y'all. It's Freestyle Friday. But yeah, gas prices on the rise. Get ready. They want to talk about refineries, but it could be that Keystone Pipeline deal got rejected. All those jobs lost. It's still being pumped, but it's got to be rerouted. Right? No more pipelining. Global competition on the rise. What's OPEC going to do? What are the BRICS nations going to do? See, these countries, they move their chess pieces around when a new administration comes. Policies change. Why are these gas prices changing? Huh? Next article. Why are these drug prices changing? Right? Drug makers quietly raise prices on hundreds of medications again. Now, if you guys know what the last administration was doing, Trump administration, they were actually making reciprocal trade deals, and they were negotiating with various countries on drug prices. See, this stuff was going on in the background that are forces that we don't hear about, but they are being represented in media by the attacks on the previous administration. It was drug companies that didn't want to see lower gas prices, lower prescription prices. But that's what Trump was fighting for. More competition. You have more competition in these industries, in these markets. It lowers the prices. Gives you a better quality product, too. We have other companies competing with one another for your services. They go out to make a better quality product. That's why you want diversity in all your economic endeavors, and in your political system, in your leadership. Does that make sense? If you get rid of term limits and you have various congressional members rotating in and out from very diverse industries or backgrounds and backdrops, it's gonna promote a better leadership, more of a quality leadership that you can respect, that you can appreciate, and you can have confidence in. Same thing with any industry. Hollywood, you can just put the formula down anywhere. Sports. More diversity. So the previous administration was trying to create diversity and opportunity and competition in the drug market to lower these prescription drug prices, to lower the price of insulin. And now we see with this new administration that we have the pills going up, right? So it's tragic. And if you think about what happened with the previous administration, the Obama administration, right? You can keep your doctor. That was a lie. Forcing you to take a plan that you didn't want, increasing your premiums. Trump administration came in and fixed that, made it the best they could, but the Democrats play a better game. By any means necessary to get that power back, right? That they treat you with a gold chain. The dude walked up to you, all he had was a gold chain. Talked to you for a good hour, got that game, spit that game on you. He went around the corner, nigga got a damn Pinto. And he ain't even driving. But it was that gold chain sparkling. That's what Democrats do. They sparkle that gold chain in front of you. All 2020 election, that gold chain was sparkling. Give you all those empty promises. Green New Deal. Nope. Minimum wage. Nope. Medicare for all. Nope. Universal basic income. Nope. Nope. But what happened when they got in power? What happened before they got in power? They used gender, race-baiting politics. They had all these manufactured crises, these protests in these liberal cities where lives were lost as well. Not just at the Capitol. But it's all about how it's covered, right? You know, that poor leadership. Think about what's going on with Cuomo right now. Whitmer. Newsom. You know? When you go back and look at this shit, it kind of makes it, I mean, in my opinion, people who voted for Biden, who were staunch Democrats and who still are, win by any means, just because you don't like someone's character. Kind of seems kind of ignorant, kind of stupid now when you think about the policies that are being passed currently, what's currently going on, and what the future holds. Do you like gas prices rising? Do you like drug prices rising? Do you like food prices rising? Huh? The Democrats are better at playing politics and spinning you around in circles. Whimsical. Take off that gold chain and put it on your neck. Put that cold jacket around your shoulders. That jacket around your shoulders on a cold night. What's up, baby? You like $15 minimum wage? Huh? You want that one shot or that 2-shot vaccine? I got you. Shit. Stimulus. Let me call a cab. I'll give you a stimulus. $2,000? Nah, $1,400. And then when he's done with you, you look up, it's $600 on the damn dresser. Ain't that a bitch? That's how the Democrats get you. Get your clothes off, get you down all the way down to your ankles. You look up, motherfucker taking a picture, you holding toilet paper, you butt ass naked on the toilet. And you on Facebook now, you on social media now. Oh, no, I'm just trying to tell you. You're getting played, America. By both sides. By groups, by individuals, by committees, by corporate, by Hollywood, by all kind of angles. And here at the Emotional Witness Show, we gotta divide and conquer. We gotta identify who's on our side. Hit that like, subscribe button. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like me on YouTube, subscribe. My website's coming soon. But you can catch me live too every Monday, Wednesday, Friday downtown at 120 East Market Street. Wave One Media. Come down and get you a show. Spit your own opinion, your own viewpoints. You know, don't let people just tell you how to think and how to act. The mainstream media. If you hear something, question it. And if you're tired of hearing the same bullshit, address it. There's all kind of ways. And one way you can do it by listening to this show, becoming a witness. I'm just your referee. I'm just your guide. Because I'm sure like you are, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with what's going on in America. I want it to be a better country. It's where I was born and raised. I'm not going anywhere else. All that bullshit talk about won't you just move? You don't like what you... No. If you don't like something, you try to fix it. Make it better. You work together. And right now, I don't see any unity. I see less and less of it. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing's changed. You know? So I'm trying to say back on it, though. Like I told you, I mean, drug prices are set to rise here. What is this? The average retail price of a 30-day supply of his Aptium, which is this guy named... There's a story... this article goes to a story about this gentleman named Nick. His teenage son, Nick, and his epileptic seizures. How important the medication is for him. And they go about the average retail price of a 30-day supply of his Aptium medication is more than $2,200 a month. Now, the Millers are lucky to have good health insurance, and yet their out-of-pocket cost for the seizure medication is $540 each month. It's hard to swallow. You imagine paying $540 each month on top of all other expenses you have to pay for? That's a lot of money. Ain't that a lot of money, Malik? Damn.
That's exactly what I thought. That's a lot. $540 a month. That's like...
What if you didn't have insurance though? Are you paying that 22?
Right, I think you gotta cut your losses and shop.
Oh, you cut Nick?
I think you gotta cut Nick.
Oh shit! No, man. Nick is a teenage son now. You gotta. I think you cut I think you cut back on your how much you drive, maybe, or cut back on maybe you call the electric company, try to get a plan going.
Do you think $2,200 a month you're gonna lose your car, probably lose your house, and then I'd say you got to cut Nick off. And
I'm sorry, Nick. I think mom needs. Yeah, I kind of agree. You know, we think outside the box here. You must witness the Phil show. Fuck, I look like, and we know maybe in this situation there's option E, right, where we say, Nick, you know, hey mom, come here and you help us get this through. Explain to him that, hey, yes, son. I think I made a mistake. I didn't. 13 years is pretty good for me. I think that I had a good run. I can't do this shit no more, though, son. I can't do this shit no more. And then you hand him that bill, like, hey, man, look, you want to keep living? This is gonna be $540. You know, but do you give him a reduction? Do you give him like, okay, look, I pay 30%, you pay 70%, Nick. You know, you get that lawnmower going. Get that shovel.
Start off 50-50 and then slowly graduate to him.
Plan.
Yeah, like he starts paying 60%.
Income driven.
Yep.
Income driven plan. See that, like the student loans? Income driven plan for Nick. See, that's how we can improve America. See how the youth comes with great ideas? You see what that's about, America? We can do that together. Nick doesn't have to die. Nick's mom doesn't have to lose her house. You know, and then hey, shit. I guess you know if you're all about greed and capitalism, then I guess the corporate America keep their $2,200 price tag, right? And the insurance companies get theirs. Everybody wins, right? But you know who's struggling? Nick. But you know what though? Nick is getting character built, isn't he? He's out there working hard, making that 540 mark. They should put like a mob, not a counselor, but someone can kind of get some fire under his butt. 'Cause, you know, teenagers are kind of lazy, so you almost gotta get you almost gotta treat like the situation more like a mafia Vic. You know what I mean? Like a debt he owes to the mob, makes him have to pay like he bet $540 a month, motherfucker. Or the shit's gonna double interest, and then what's gonna happen? Really, is gonna happen? You know, 2 ways to die. Shit. Good luck, Nick.
Good luck.
Shit. Freestyle Friday, Mr. Witness. Hit that like, subscribe button. Oh, look at that picture of Nick. Oh. I know you think it's a cold world, but hey, we got to be realistic and optimistic. You know, we got to be realism to America. So, yeah, gas prices, food prices, you guys are all rising. Coming into the summer travel season. So, hopefully, you know, that stimulus money come through for you, and that helps you guys keep afloat. You know, we're praying for all. We'll keep you guys posted on the stimulus and when that's going to roll out. Just know that the Democrats have pulled the rug up from under you again, right? They were campaigning about $2,000 checks, all these empty promises. Like I said, I personally like that. I personally want that. I want some stagnation and some constrictions in the halls of Congress right now, because I don't really believe with the election results of 2020. So I don't want too many major changes. You know, you want to change Dr. Seuss a little bit, progressives, go ahead, but just don't do nothing crazy. I don't want to see minimum wage or Green New Deal or Medicare for all or universal basic income. Maybe these are good ideas. Maybe you have good intentions, but you guys just got to know what you're doing. And there's always a breed of corruption. And just because you mean well doesn't mean these policies are great to begin with. So I'd rather have leadership involved where it's really bipartisan. And right now, Democrats are trying to shove a lot of shit down our throats in the next 4 years, and we're not having it. I'm not having here most of witness. So let's get into the stimulus a little bit. Let's get a quick article here. Give you guys an update on the stimulus. So stimulus check update. What comes next for $1,400 direct payments, extra unemployment benefits? This from Yahoo.com and Mr. Angelica. No. So there's one last hurdle before you get your checks. You know, same deal. You know, if you got the first one, you should get the second. Of course, the threshold has changed, so you won't get the same as you got as last time if you make it over $80,000 as an individual. So there are some potential holdups here. I don't understand that. See, the bill is expected to hit the Senate floor today. The package may not see a swift trajectory through upper chamber, though. Lawmakers expect to be a hearty debate over the proposed package, which includes $1,400 stimulus checks for eligible adults and dependents. It includes expanding the federal employment benefits and other financial lifelines for struggling Americans. This Chuck Schumer. I expect a hearty debate on some late nights, but the American people sent us here with a job to do. This is more about procedure stuff. They think they're on track to pass the bill by March 14th. You know, lawmakers are looking for a rush in that to push it to pass it faster. Final vote will be as soon as Monday. So it makes me think it could be passed by Monday, and early as next week, people could start seeing benefit increases and also their stimulus checks. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully that'll provide some relief. And, you know, it might provide a little boost to the economy as well, as far as an injection into our spending and things of that, where we need various markets. But, you know, I suspect a lot of people try to pay their bills and must pass due bills and pay their rent with what they can. Yeah, like I said, I want, you know, with this $1.9 trillion package, though, that's what's so scary to me. That's what worries me on a larger scale. I mean, I just, like I said, I look at the lowering of the dollar value, even though the dollar is strong in some respects, in some areas, but I just think that, you know, you have a lot of change and a lot of these countries pushing back, and, you know, we have a lot of debt, and, you know, we keep on accumulating it, so we just kind of wonder. You kind of can keep your eye track on the pricing, the rising of prices and wages, where that goes, and how that all translates, and how that all affects our buying power, and how much debt we're in. But like I said, I think the American people need the injection. I think the country needs the injection, and we'll see how it affects the markets and go from there. But I mean, like I said, politically though, it's not going to really damage the Democrats, because, like I said, the Democrats they're like a racket, and they're well organized with that racket. You know, as far as how they communicate and how they message. So this change in stimulus money, or these change in policy, or these lack thereof, they can spend it in a manner which keeps them in power. Now, Trump became president in 2016, largely because Hollywood and Democrats and media, they weren't ready for him. They didn't expect him to rise like he did, and then they spent 4 years trying to bring him down and get power. Now they have big mainstream media behind them. They have a lot of industries behind them, and, you know, even Wall Street, even it starts from Republicans, and we've seen that. And they use all those to their advantage in the last 4 years. Investigations from a special Southern District of New York still investigating Trump. Various agencies various investigations over the last 4 years, like I mentioned, to bring this president down. He was still successful with his policies, still successful with his message. You know, the American First message still touts large today, still looms large today, and he's still in the background ready to take charge in the future. But Democrats, man, I mean, like I said, they have did a great job messaging, and they did a great job during the campaigning and during the election season. You know, getting their message out there. It was a long-term battle, and they're still working it. They're still investigating Trump. They're still having hit pieces out there against him and the people. They want to bring him down within the next 4 years or next 2 years, because his influence is doing nothing but rising. His influence is actually increasing. He definitely has a hold over the Republican Party, and that he's not letting go. He already mentioned he's not starting a new party. So this article from the Washington Examiner this past Friday, Trump, McConnell refusal on $2,000 checks cost GOP its Senate majority. Yeah, I would say that's probably true. And a lot of things are true. I mean, not just that. I mean, so many things that led the Republicans' failure in 2020. I mean, you think about just the past 4 years, that, like I said, during the Trump administration, you had so many turncoats, or so many wolves in sheep clothing, so many people who would double talk, mix messages, and, you know, go against his message, and then the media would jump on that and tout that as confusion within the administration. That you know, just various hit pieces. Didn't know so many hit pieces still was successful. Still had $74 million. Still, you know, allegedly won a landslide. You know, and it's, you know, so you think about that. You think about all the challenges that they went through as administration, and, you know, they still are wildly successful. They still have a chance to regain power in the midterm elections and regain the Senate. But You think about the turncoats in the Senate over the past 4 years. You think about what happened in 2020 when McConnell kind of called for Trump to stop battling the whole voting issue. You have various Republicans and, like, for example, in Georgia, the Attorney General and the governor. You have various Republicans not backing even the challenging of the voting, which is really had nothing to do with the president at that point. It had something to do with the people. The people demanded it. So, and then, again, you got Republicans being conservative, not wanting $2,000 stimulus checks back in January when they were doing the spending negotiations. And that's their policy stance. But sometimes you got to listen to the leaders, and sometimes you got to listen to the people, and also you got to listen to the political trade wins. Sometimes you gotta listen. If you just do what the people ask for, do the will of the American people, it can go in your favor. It go into your favor politically, and then of course when it goes to the voting booth, they remember that. But will American people remember who gave them this check? Would it be the Democrats that would remember for it and be happy for it? And we'll be upset with Republicans for not passing a $2,000 check? Possible. Like I said, Republicans keep taking hits and they don't have anybody backing them up. And then when Trump takes hits, no one backs him up. So, unless it's to their advantage, like Mitt Romney, right? He comes up when it's to his advantage, but when it's time to take a swipe at the president or get an opportunity to kind of lessen his power, he'll do it. So there's this political sniping, this political chess pieces movements. How can you regain leadership? How can you regain power if you're going to keep swallowing or attacking or biting each other? We already have another party already on your heels, already on your neck. So there's a big fear about, like, in my opinion, there's a fear about how much power would the Democrats consume, regain, and hold, and for how long. They currently hold all three chambers. They're well organized, win by any means. They have a lot of levers of power. They're heavily corrupt, and they have more to lose. You think they have a lot more to lose than the Republicans? With all these investigations in the backdrop, they would love to have them squelched. They'd love to have them ignored, and we have to keep them to light. We have to keep them keep them out in the forefront. We got to keep the accountability there. We have to expose and shed light and continue to bring it out there. These investigations from the past, they have to go answered. They can't go unanswered because it's going to show that we are a divided nation, and we may stay that way. We're a two-tiered justice system, and it's just going to confirm it, that if you have money, if you're rich, you can get away with all kind of stuff. There's all kind of advantages. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. it is. If a lot of the relationships are built on people on things people you know. That's the beauty of relationships and communicating and competition and capitalism, and but there can't be corruption involved. There has to be a level of fairness. There has to be a level of objectivity and a level of confidence, knowing that your system has a level of fairness where if I do something and you do something, we both commit the same crime, we get the same punishment. And right now, we're just too many times we see in politics and in different areas of society where there's unfairness. There's always the little guy, right? So how can we shorten that gap? How can we make things more unified? How can we, bring more integrity into our country, into our world? And that's by pushing back, you guys, and lending a voice and lending a helping hand. So hit that like, subscribe button. Emos to Witness, The Field Show, episode 32, Center for What the Fuck I Look Like. You can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. at Way One Media, downtown East, 120 East Market Street. Come down here and get you guys a show. Lend your voice. Hit that subscribe button. Website coming soon. Let's say we aim to bring you a diverse network of information. Topics and issues that we don't normally hear about. Touch on sports. Have some in-depth interviews. And really starting to build this show up. So I want you to join me. Become a witness. Let's grow together. Let's create a nice product that pushes back against the establishment. I mean, for lack of a better word. So, you know, and with that said, I mean, I'm always going to be pushing back on the Biden administration because, you know, like I said, I just think that some nefarious things happened back in 2020. The Obama administration was the trigger point for me to actually switch my thoughts on politics, become more independent back in 2012. I don't belong to any party. I'm more independent. I am a Trump supporter based on his leadership, his realness, his familiarity, and his policy agenda. Those are the reasons. I like the brash character. I like the brash character. I like the calling out and fighting back New York style when people push up against them. I like the policy America First. I like to end wars. I like fairness in the markets. I like competition. I like lower prices. I like defending our borders. So, you know, I don't give into the rhetoric and all the bullshit, you know. That's what the show's about. I'm trying to filter through the bullshit with you by my side. So, you know, I just kind of, you know, so like I said, I'm always going to push back on the Biden administration when I can until they're out of office. And when they do good things, I'll point those out. When I'm wrong about what they've done, I'll follow my sword and apologize and correct myself. But yeah, if I see something going on that I disapprove of, I'm thinking I'll be more consistent in that endeavor and kind of going down that hole. And you kind of wonder, you know, Biden has not had a press conference in the last 43 days. That's the longest stretch to start a presidency in at least 100 years. Why so secretive? You know? And why not push back? Why not question that? You know how many times people were like, oh, Trump is golfing again. Trump is... What happened to the live press conferences, the press briefings with Huckabee Sanders? They had to stop that because the reporters are so rude. But this is one of the most transparent. That was one of the most transparent administrations and the best at communicating. I mean, it was the media that was doing a lot of censoring of the president's words and his administration aides and advisors. Quote, it's hard to find a response or get an adequate one that wasn't smeared or covered up in some kind of biased taupe around it, you know? So why hasn't Biden been speaking? Well, he can. He's probably got fucking cerebral palsy. We don't even fucking know. This dude is like damn in dementia. He's crazy. He's fucking like 99. So every single president since at least 1923 has held a press conference within 33 days of taking office. Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush II, Obama, and Trump. And it goes much longer probably. But Biden's lack of availability is already leading to criticism and question about why he is being held back from the press. And it's not just the conservative media who also taking note. CNN was the first to publicize the president going back to nearly 100 years, held a press conference sooner than their presidency than Biden. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, why are they holding him back? Because he's a bumbler. He doesn't say. I mean, he just doesn't. I mean, I guess it would probably expose his age, but also just show that how out of touch he is with America, right? I mean, they just had to defend him because he called the governor of Texas a Neanderthal, right? Here's an article here from the USA Today. Psaki. Biden's Neanderthal comment was a reflection of his frustration. Now, this is over governor of Texas actually lifted a mask mandate in Texas, giving the Texas people freedom. As I've been saying, we need to be more vigilant with this COVID virus. We need to be out there living our lives, but actually, just kind of making this like you can trust us, America. I mean, America, we can be trusted to be safe and to take care of ourselves, to take care of each other, and still live our lives. If we want to wear a mask, it should be our choice. And then I think that if you're responsible leadership and the numbers are going down, and we got more vaccine support, and you want to see your kids have a better mental health and getting us back in school. Some kids haven't been in school in a whole year. And I'm sorry, but what Governor of Texas is doing, I call that leadership. What the Governor of Mississippi is doing, I call that leadership. I call it, you're looking at the numbers, You're looking at the seasons. You're looking at what's been happening, and you're making a sound decision based on what the people want. People want freedom most of all, and you can trust them to take care of themselves and each other during a flu season, during a COVID season. Protect the vulnerable, the weak, and still live their lives openly and free. But not President Biden. He doesn't feel that way. He feels that if you have that line of thinking, you're a Neanderthal. And see, that's and I don't even want to go into this article because that's enough. That's what he said. And that's another blunder. It's no different than Hillary Clinton's Walmart comment or deplorable statement about Trump supporters. That's how they think about you. If you don't agree with their agenda or their purpose, you're an animal. You're thinking as caveman like, or as old, in essence. And you get dismissed. You get ignored. You don't matter. You know? What kind of leadership is that? Everybody's thoughts and views and opinions should come into account. And you're looking at an administration who doesn't care about half of America. And people that back them do not care about half of America, what you think. Unless you're going to vote for them, unless they can get your vote, they won't pander to you. They'll keep on flooding the gates of immigration. They'll keep flooding the borders. And making all and getting all those illegal immigrants to vote Democrat. Getting them eligible to vote. That's how they take care of you. That's how they keep that cheap labor here. That's how they take care of you. They don't need your vote. And if they don't have enough, they'll make it enough on election day. Absentee or voting, early voting. They're good at that too. They currently hold the levers of power in all three branches of government. And they also control the media, various industries. It's true. Social media. The big tech, censorship. Now I did hear this morning that YouTube is about to let Trump back in. Oh, thanks YouTube. Trump will be back on YouTube pretty soon, so you gotta stay tuned for that. But you can't stop that juggernaut. Trump is a juggernaut. They're trying all they can. They're trying to attack his money. It's not gonna work. They got his taxes. Nothing's coming from that. They're fishing. It's a hunting expedition, and that should not be allowed in investigations. You're looking for a crime. Like I said, you guys think I'm defending Trump so much. I'm really defending liberties, because it can happen to you easily without any kind of press. It's been happening. We got to change the way procedures are done in this country. It's on full display the last 4 years. The entrapments and all of the deceitful rhetoric, FBI behavior, police behavior. We always see it. Let's just change it. But you can't stop Trump, though. Trump's on a prowl, man. This last article I'll leave you guys with is Trump goes full cancel culture as he angrily demands Fox News to fire Karl Rove. A little quote here. Well, the article wants to contradict Trump, saying that, he's repeatedly decried the cancel culture, but he's trying to cancel someone himself. Quote from Trump is, Karl Rove is all talk and no action. Fox News should get rid of Karl Rove and his ridiculous whiteboard as soon as possible. So I guess it was a column in which Rove criticized the former president's CPAC speech as divisive, controversial, and embittered. Come on now. I watched listened to that whole speech, and it was actually a great speech. He answered a lot of questions regarding what his future holds. And he struck out on explaining the difference between what the Biden administration was doing. And I explained that like 3 episodes ago, and where we're currently headed as a country, and the stark differences between Trump's agenda and the Biden administration's agenda, and what's currently being reversed, and all these executive powers being implemented. It's good for American people to hear that, and it's good to hear that Trump is still fighting, and that he feels the election was rigged. We need that. 74 million people, Americans feel that way. But like I said, I really don't agree with attacking the media. I really don't agree with at this point. This isn't. I don't know if it works. Do we really think it works? he definitely has to attack the media at some point to defend himself, but to constantly like take a viewpoint or something and constantly attack, I think it's shown to kind of hurt the president. So I think he's kind of more mild-mannered going forward, a little more considerate. I don't know, considerate, but it's more like empathetic to bring back that woman vote. You know, I just never realized people in this country are so sensitive to words, over actions. You know, and I just want I just want a leader who's very actionable and on my side. That's all I really care for. I mean, shit, I don't care if you talk like a barbarian or you talk like a ogre. You know, what are you doing? You know, so like I said, I mean, it's good to see Trump attacking. It shows that he hasn't went anywhere, and just kind of, I think he's all that process still trying to clean up the media and still clean up the swamp and hold people accountable. So I mean, I really can't fault him for that. But I just really encourage him to kind of be more measured when it comes to how you deal with the media, how you send out that message, because they're a behemoth, and I think there's a lot of reasons why he lost elections because of the complaints of his character and certain people he attacked, certain groups that he attacked to defend himself and the American people. I think sometimes you got to let some things go and keep pushing towards the agenda you have set forth for the American people. So, hey, but he's a monster, man. He's a beast. And, you know, speaking of beasts, before I go out, I got this image I saw. I found at Buca di Beppo, and I wanted to pull it up real quick and show you guys. And I asked my man Malik. I was like, man, Malik, if this animal existed, would you suck from his tit? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you? Like, I don't know if you can see this picture, but this is like a four-tittied, like wildebeest wolf bear monster. And then, you know, me and Wyatt and Malik got into a conversation like, man, did this animal really exist back in the day? You know, we know dinosaurs and all that shit, but it's like, if you can sculpt this picture as art, I mean, not picture, but if you can sculpt this as art, did this animal really exist? And would you suck from his tit? I would. Look at that, Malik. Would you?
I mean, unless they were like, yo, you can get some powers from this, then I'm not just sucking on random. That really looks like a wolf dog or something. A dog with like something like a knitted sweater that got stuck around his head.
But I mean, okay, you didn't know nothing. You didn't know that's a beautiful pelt. But you didn't know anything. But look at those little babies under that dog, or whatever you want to call this thing. They should have stools. They're sitting on stools, and one is very eager to suck. And they got that baby Jesus muscles. You know, you ever wonder why the baby Jesus be so muscular in the art in the museums? They got that Greek god muscle. They got 6 packs and they're like 2 years old. I would definitely. I mean, it's gotta be some kind of like gold milk. You know what I'm saying? Some golden milk. Yeah, but you know, like I said, I mean, those are things that make me kind of wonder. Maybe just kind of, I just kind of think and dream out the box and think about things. And I would definitely. I bet I'll become like a beast. I'll be beast-like. You know, you gotta be some good milk in there.
Or it could be like horrible milk, like the devil's milk, and it'd be the complete opposite.
I bet you can probably pull trees out the ground if you drink that shit. I'm trying to tell you. Look at that monster. And when we have chats and we'll have like polls and you know, I want your input, America. You know what I'm saying? We got to give me serious opinions about all kind of just serious topics. Sometimes you can say, "Hey, I would suck on that tit. I would suck on that wildebeest." It's like, you know, there's 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm telling you, man. I'll probably spike a fruit punch with that shit and see what happens to the people that at the party. I'll do some Marty McFly shit on some wolf milk. But anyway, that's my end of my show for the Friday. I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. You know, I want you to hit that like, subscribe button, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I am your host, Emos to Witness, for a Freestyle Friday here at the Phil Show, The Fuck I Look Like, episode 32. I want you guys to have a great weekend. I want you to enjoy this nice weather that's coming up. I think we can get like 70 degrees coming up either today or tomorrow here in Indiana. But I want you to enjoy this. Spring is on the way, and hopefully things are getting better for us as a country, opening up more when it comes to this virus. And again, like I said, we'll continue to monitor that and more. Hold these leaders accountable. And Monday, we'll see what the future holds. I'm out.